has posted a story, a report on a group that I'm on, and it's generated a lot of talking points and a lot of discussion. This is from the Daily Mail. I'm not going to read out the whole report because it's quite long. Just for practical reasons, I'll read out the subheadings. And the main headline is White Woman is left sprawled on the ground and covered in blood after she called a black bus passenger the M word. And this is the subheadlines. Passenger on Washington, D.C.'s X2 Metrobus got into a fight with another rider. The white woman was caught on camera shouting at another passenger Tuesday. She was smacked in the head, told to get off the bus by a black female passenger. As the white woman stormed off, she turned back and yelled in the M word, don't know what that means. The video cuts to an image of the white woman lying on the ground covered in blood. It's not clear how she was attacked. Police investigate the incident. She was hospitalized and treated for lacerations to her face and head. Police said they talked to two suspects, but no arrests have been made. Okay, there's a lot of things to say about this. Firstly, the video doesn't give too much away. It shows a bit of the altercation, then it cuts off and shows the white woman lying on the ground. And it looks like a pretty vicious assault. There's blood coming from her head. The very fact it says her conditions are not life-threatening is quite something. Clearly, it was a brutal assault. Now, I totally get how the M word, used in a racist context, is extremely inflammatory. I understand the context of the word. I understand the history of the word. And I totally understand African Americans in particular finding that word very hurtful and provocative. But what I find shocking is the fact there are people willing to justify an assault. Now, when I first heard this, I thought it would be a case of some racist woman just launching a tirade for no reason. Actually, there was a situation. The black passenger apparently was refusing to turn down her headphones. Now, that's antisocial. Of course, it doesn't justify the use of the M word, but according to the report, she was smacked in the head, told to get off the bus by a black female passenger, insinuating that happened before the white woman used the M word. So you imagine the situation, someone's playing loud music, it's very antisocial. It doesn't justify using a racist word. There's no, she shouldn't have said that. And I'm not minimizing that. It's a very ugly word and it has a very negative context. But assault is assault. And to me, in this situation, that is a far more serious problem. You're weighing up a racist insult in light of a provocation, in light of an altercation, I should say. Um, but if it wasn't for that word, when you boil it down to what's happened, someone has been assaulted for telling someone else to turn their music down. That's what it ultimately comes down to. If the M word wasn't mentioned, everyone would be condemning it. They'd be saying, oh, the thug has attacked someone. But because the M word is mentioned, there's a racist connotation, and it is, there's no getting away from it, it's a racist word, then that's somehow okay. I have a big problem with that. And I have a big problem with this mentality. Just looking at the comments, quite a few of them are pointing out it's assault, but quite a few of them are also basically trying to condone it. And I find that very unsettling, very unfortunate. So, using a racist word, does it justify assault? No, I don't think it does. I think the only circumstance where you should use violence is in necessary self-defense, i.e., protecting yourself from a physical attack or protecting a more vulnerable person. Now, it says police said they talked to two suspects, but no arrests have been made. If a woman has been left in hospital, why the hell have arrests not been made? That to me is very strange. And I wonder, is it because if they arrested the people, then Black Lives Matter would be out saying, oh, this is police brutality, this is this, that, and the other, without looking at the fact that a woman has been brutally assaulted. It doesn't matter if the woman is a racist. Assault is assault is assault. And if you want to extend the argument, does that mean if a black person uses a racist term against a white person, or a Mexican, or an Asian person, then they would be justified in attacking the black person? I get that the N word is very provocative. I would personally never use it. Um, I don't think rappers help when they throw the word around, and I know they say it's all about empowerment. I don't think it helps. I don't think it's particularly productive for black rappers to be calling each other the N word casually. But regardless, certainly white people shouldn't use that word. I don't think the only time it, in the context might be if a film director is using it in a film about slavery or about white racism, but certainly it shouldn't be used casually or at all. I personally wouldn't use it. But the idea that someone can be violently assaulted and people are justifying that, I say to those people, shame on you. Get some self control, get anger management. If you think it's okay to assault someone because they use an insulting word, you need anger management. And I've experienced that. I've had my Northern Irish accent mocked and ridiculed. I've been asked if I'm from this country. I've had, and it's throwing out profanities at strangers and launching abuse at strangers totally unjustified. Actually, that isn't the case here because there was actually an altercation beforehand. But let's say, for the sake of argument, people hurl out abuse at strangers. I totally understand the other person being very angry and thinking, what the hell is their problem? They don't know me. What gives them a right to take liberties and to, yeah, that's, people shouldn't do that. And we need to challenge that arrogant mindset that people could just insult strangers. I don't agree with the thing, oh, sticks and stones may break my bone. No, words can be hurtful and they can be provocative, but my goodness, leaving someone in hospital because they used a racist word, but in the context of an altercation. It's not like she just went up and said it. I'm not justifying it. She shouldn't have said it. She should have chosen another word. But it sounds to me like the black female passenger has a real anger management problem and an arrogance problem as well. She thinks she can play her music however loud she likes. Um, America is never going to move forward so long as people think that the response to everything is violence. Yes, racism's a problem, but so is violence actually. And I think the whole case just creates a lot of angles and talking points. I reiterate what I said. The white woman shouldn't have used that word at all. But let's not portray the black woman as an innocent victim. She has violently attacked a stranger. She clearly has anger management problems, and I think she should be arrested for assault. And then fine the white woman for using a racist word, whatever. But the idea that someone could be assaulted and that's just okay, and people are justifying it, no, it's not right. Um, it says a lot, really, that people think it's justified. I think that's disgusting. Um, in fact, when I first heard about this case before I looked in the report, I thought, okay, well, some racist loudmouth is just launch into an abusive tirade. But there was actually a confrontation here. So are we now saying that if someone asks someone else to turn their music down, that justifies assault if the person gets angry and uses a racist word? People shouldn't use racist words, obviously, but assault is no trivial thing. And people say, oh, she deserves it, whatever. Oh, it's quite simple. White people do use these words, things won't happen. How about having some self control and not lashing out every time? I mean, there can also be misunderstandings. There's actually a word in Chinese, in pinyin, and it sounds very much like the racist N word. Now, let's say, I know that wasn't the case here, but let's say that happened and a black person heard it and they misunderstood, they thought it was a racist term and they just lashed out. What if you lash out at someone and they fall into passing traffic? What if they fall down and hit their head on the curb? Then you're facing a manslaughter charge. I can't believe people are trivializing violent assault. So let me know your thoughts. If you're black, I understand why you would take issue with the word. I totally get that. But I hope you would recognize that assault is assault. And there shouldn't be double standards. If you're saying it's okay to attack someone for using a racist word, okay, the next time a black person uses the word cracker, I get that it doesn't quite have the same historical weight, but it's still a racist term. So does that mean they would be justified attacking a black person? I think not.